When I crossed the threshold of my childhood home, my boots still caked with desert dust from the base, I braced for a warm welcome. Embraces, laughter, maybe even tears of joy. Instead, what hit me froze me in my tracks. I let my duffel bag slip to the floor in the entryway and stood there, stunned, as the words sank in like a slow poison. 2 years overseas, 2 grueling years of deployment where every dawn felt like a gamble with fate. And this was my homecoming. My name's Luke, 28, and I'd been counting the days until I could return. I'd imagined my mom throwing her arms around me like in those heartwarming videos online, my dad giving me a hearty pat on the shoulder, my siblings shouting my name in excitement. Instead, I walked in to see my mom clutching my younger brother first, tears streaming down her cheeks, murmuring, "You were the one who stayed when we needed you." My dad barely glanced up from his mug before saying, almost as an afterthought, "Oh, by the way, your room's the baby's nursery now. Hope that's okay?" I didn't respond right away, just forced a tight, hollow smile that didn't reach my eyes. The adrenaline from the long flight home still buzzed in my system, but it was fading fast, replaced by something heavier, colder. I stepped into what used to be the living room. Now it was a chaotic shrine to infancy. Baby toys scattered across the floor, a playpen where my dad's old armchair once stood. My duffel bag sat by the door, a glaring symbol that I'd been gone long enough for them to rewrite my place in this house. My brother, Jake, lounged against the doorway, smirking like he'd won some secret contest I hadn't known we were playing. "Don't act so surprised," he said like he was doing me a favor by explaining. "You were gone for 2 years, we had to adapt. By the way, we set up a spot for you in the garage until you figure out what's next." The garage. What's next? As if I hadn't spent 2 years dodging danger while he played the dutiful son and claimed my space. A spark of anger flared in my chest, but I kept my mouth shut. Truth is, I'd been bracing for this moment since my last call with them 8 months back. Their voices had been distracted, detached, like they'd already moved on. No visits, no care packages, barely a text. The only time they reached out was when Mom asked for money to help with some bills. I sent it, of course, thousands over those 2 years. And now, standing in the home my grandfather built with his own hands, I felt like an intruder. Worse than an intruder, because even guests get a proper welcome. I sat at the kitchen table, letting their words wash over me. Dad rambled about how tough it was when the roof started leaking last winter, how Jake stepped up like a real man to handle it. Mom jumped in, complaining about the cost of childcare and how everyone had to chip in. "We really came together as a family while you were away," she said, shooting me a look that felt like an accusation, as if I'd chosen to abandon them. I wanted to yell. I wanted to tell them about the nights I lay awake in my bunk, staring at the cracked ceiling, wondering if I'd live to see this house again. I wanted to scream about how I clung to memories of this kitchen, this family, just to survive. But I didn't. Instead, I reached into my bag and pulled out the folder I'd carried since leaving the base. I didn't open it yet, just placed it on the table with a quiet thud and looked at them. "What's that?" Dad asked, his brow furrowing. "You'll see," I said, keeping my voice steady, almost casual, though my pulse was racing. I wasn't ready to reveal it yet. "We can't tell the full story in a short video. If you want to see the full story, click the link in the..."